Hello and welcome back, everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a video tutorial kind of guide showing you guys how to set up the Powerbait rig. So I thought this would be appropriate because it is trout season right now, and I've already used this rig several times to bring in some decent trout. So this is going to be a pretty cool rig that you guys can it's actually a pretty simple rig to do, and it's super effective at catching trout like right away. So let's just jump right into it. So first of all, we need to talk about Powerbait. What is Powerbait? So Powerbait, here's an example of a type of Powerbait right here. This is usually what you use to catch trout. They're called Powerbait eggs. But there are other things like Powerbait worms and other types of Powerbait that you can find. But for this video and for the purpose of catching trout with this rig, we're going to be using Powerbait eggs. All right. So what do these eggs do, and why are they so effective? Well, they're made out of a sort of weird rubber. I don't even know exactly how they make these, but the point is, stock trout, when you're fishing for stock trout, these Powerbait eggs are super effective because they mimic what the trout have been raised on, which are pellets most of the time. So it mimics that, and the trout are so used to that and living that way their whole lives that this imitates what they've been eating. So it's super effective. Now, when you're fishing for native trout, it's definitely not as effective. This really works if you're fishing, say, in a lake that was just stocked with stocked trout, and they were not raised in the wild. Alright, so let's get into what you need for the Powerbait rig. So to start with, you need the Powerbait eggs, and you need to make sure on the side they say Magnum floating. So they need to say floating. They have to float, all right? The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a egg sinker, okay? I prefer egg sinker. You can use something else if you like, but the egg sinker seems to work well. I'm using the 1/4 ounce egg sinker here. Fairly small hook. This is actually a little bit too big, but it's all I really got at the moment. You're going to want to use probably a smaller hook than that, definitely a smaller hook than that, but that's all I got, as I said, so that's all I can really use for right now. You're going to need a swivel, a barrel swivel, okay, right there, a leader, alright, so here's the leader. It's kind of difficult to see. This is fluorocarbon leader. So you're going to need your leader over here. We'll set that over there. And then the other thing you're going to need, of course, is your main line. So I have with me right now one of my ultralight setups here. And we're going to be attaching this rig to the main line here, okay? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your main line here, which I have attached to the end of my pole. And all you're going to do is slide on that egg sinker, okay? And just like that. Whoa. And as you can see, it's just free-lined right on there like that. And then step 2 is going to be to take your swivel. Okay, swivel. And you are going to tie that on there. Now, you can use a bunch of different knots. I personally like the improved clinch knot. Alright, so there it is. You can see now I've tied it on and I cut the tag end of the line off, so there's only a little bit sticking out there. That's the improved clinch knot tied onto the swivel. And so now you can see, when I bring this down a bit, you can see what the swivel serves 2 purposes. One, it acts as a stopper for the weight. And as you can see, it stops the weight from sliding past. And then on the other side of this on the other side of this swivel, we're going to attach a leader. Alright guys, so it should look something like this when you're done. I have a little bit of tag end on there that I could cut off, but basically you get the point. We have the weight here that can slide back and forth, but it gets stopped by the swivel. And then on the other side you have a leader attached. Now the next step, this is basically going to be the last step here, is you're going to take your hook that you have right here, and you're going to attach it to this end of the line. Alright, so you're just going to tie that on there. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we have the weight, the swivel, and then going down, 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 we have the hook. So this time my leader is a bit longer. I'd say it's probably closer to 2 feet than 1 foot, but that's okay. And the very last step you need to do is you just need to put on the Powerbait floating eggs, which are, they look like these. For this hook, because it's large, I have to put 3 on there for it to float. Whoa. I was trying to figure out for a while why the heck my hook wasn't floating until I realized it was too large. So all you gotta do is you gotta put on enough on there. And I caught a couple trout with this. This isn't too much. But I would personally recommend going smaller so that you only have to use maybe 1 or 2 eggs to make it float. And then you kind of want to leave the very, very tip of the hook exposed a little bit so that you can get the good hook set. Now, the way this works, just to give you guys a sort of example, is when this hits bottom, it sits on the bottom like that. Sits on the bottom like that, and then the leader with the hook floats and rises up until it's, you know, like this. And so that weight keeps it on the bottom, but the leader and the hook rise up. So it rises up a little bit above the bottom of the weeds there, and as the trout go along, they're like la da 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 da, and they see this stuff floating, and then they grab it. So it's actually a really effective rig. There are other variations of this rig, but this is the most basic, and it's the one I prefer to usually use. So it's pretty simple there, and as I said, it just kind of floats up. Just make sure that if you're not gonna keep the trout and you're not taking it home for dinner, that you do not use hooks that will get stuck deep in the throat of the trout and that you have to rip it out and stuff. Make sure you use barbless hooks and make sure that they are the right size and you have the right equipment so that you can easily take that hook out and make sure that the trout is safe. That's how to set up the Powerbait rig. It's really effective, as I said. It's an easy way to catch fish quickly. It's not super hard to rig up. It's an easy way to catch fish. You just kind of sit back, relax, and wait for them to bite. And yeah, so I'm going to show you guys a quick clip of me catching a trout on this rig. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to give a thumbs up. That would really help me out. If you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. I have more videos coming out. And thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic day. Alright guys, fish on, and we can see. So when you get a fish on Powerbait, usually that's going to be what the tip looks like. So it's bouncing like that. Alright, let's be careful with this one because I lost my other one. Bring it up slowly, see? Still on? Yep, fish on. Oh, that's a decent... Oh, nice little jump there. Oh yeah, it's a decent one. Come on, buddy. Come on in. Bring it in, man. Bring it in. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, another rainbow. Yep, another rainbow.